Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. This time I've just got the singular replay for you in the Tier 9 British Heavy Tech Tree tank, the Conqueror. Bit of an old school tank. Haven't actually had this tank feature in the channel, and I had this replay. It does, turned out to be quite a decent, game in the end. So yeah, I thought I'd share it with you. I mean, the Tier 9 Conqueror. I mean, a lot of you probably played it. Like I say, been in there a long time. It is a fantastic heavy. It's got a decent turret. It can be penned. It's not like the Super Conqueror turret where it's going to bounce everything. You can be penned through the gun mantlet. But if you're a top tier, which we are in this lobby, you can bounce quite a few shots of it. But the main beauty of the tank is the gun. Got an absolute fantastic gun for a tier 9 tank, the 390 Alpha, great DPM and really accurate. The gun's just absolutely fantastic. So anyway, on the first map, like I said, we are very top tier here on Kasserine. We've got one fun police in the game. I think there is only one light tank which we managed to kill at the start, and because we are so top tier, we are going to start the game off by playing quite aggressive. Little bit of a risk making this push. I can probably expect to lose a little bit of hit points getting into position, but like I say, you are top tier, so I wanted to try and take the pace of the game and play a little bit more aggressively. I do take a hit point coming into position there, and I'm obviously still targeted. Slightly concerned by the fun police who's just flown the shot over at us, and now that is meaning I get one shot in this waffle who exposes himself. Now, I'm kind of concerned that I can't really stay here anymore because obviously the fun police is just going to keep shooting at me. I mean, why wouldn't they? I'm an easy target. So I'm trying my best to lose my spot and then I want to push forward to the next rock and see if I can spot any of those tanks up at the back and keep progressing the battle, basically. It's been an okay start today. We've got 1,000 damage, a little bit of assistance. But we want to try, sometimes these top tier heavy games, the damage can disappear quite quickly. So I was trying to play a little bit aggressive. I know the tanks to my right, but I can't quite detect them. And because of that, I'm thinking, you know what, I don't want to sit there and just risk getting shot by the artillery. So I'm going to move into where I know there is some damage at the moment and see if we can clear those heavy tanks in front of us. So we're going to use this corner, try and get a shot into this IS-3. Unfortunately, I sort of just got into cover, so I'm going to try the cupola shot. Unfortunately, I don't manage to penetrate that shot, but I am going to just, like I say, I can side scrape off this corner quite nicely. The IS-3 does expose itself, and we get an easy pen there, picking up another penetration shot of damage. And we're going to just see if we can get another shot in. Unfortunately, just managed to get it safe before we're able to penetrate, get another shot in. And then I need to turn my attention to this standard B who is dumping this clip into the poor heavy tank to the right of me, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get any shots in. But now, because this standard B, obviously I've got to try and address this situation because he's going to keep coming behind us and putting shots in. I suspect he's actually just dumped this mag into that heavy tank, so it's probably on quite a lengthy reload now. Obviously his DPM, when it's down to the last shell, is going to be very weak. So I want to keep trying to put shots in, force him to try and either not be able to use all of his shots basically and get down to the worst DPM on that auto reloader. We get two nice shots in, but now have got these TDs to the right of us on that hill, which is a bit of a problem. Unfortunately, that was bad there. I auto aimed that shot, I shouldn't have done. Which actually, aimed for the centre of the tank, made us miss a shot. That was just bad play. Probably wasn't going to penetrate that, swerve where he was, but I didn't have time to aim a shot, so I needed to pull back in, avoid taking any more damage. But it's been pretty even, we're down by one tank, but it's been quite a close game all the way through up to this point. It obviously does start to turn for the worse a little bit later on. But I need to, at this point I'm thinking, I really want to get rid of this standard B. I don't want this standard B in that position because it's quite an annoying position. So I'm trying to keep poking to see if we can take him out. We'll put him on a 2-shot to us now. I really want to get one more shot in. That way if he does sort of full send us, we can take him out before he's dumped his clip. But I'm conscious, you know, even though these TDs are kind of distracted a little bit by our medium and heavy tank which was fighting them, I can't quite. I have to expose myself too much in order to get a shot into that standard B, and it's just not worth it. So I'm going to relocate and see if I can approach our heavy tank. I'm leaving the gun behind us just in case this standard B pokes over the ridge. I can still get a shot in. But now I managed to get around the cover. I do actually take a shot, but I don't take any damage there, and it absorbs it in my tracks. But now we're going to try and get to a better position to deal with some of these tank destroyers, because we are starting to just lose a little bit of grip of the game. We're going down a few tanks. Like I say, I'm still in a top tier heavy, so I'm still fairly confident at this point. But I want to try and see if we can help out this E75, who's unfortunately caught in a bit of an awkward situation between a few different gun lines. This Sturv, this Bellefonds. That sort of tank, I was never expected to pen the turret of the Bellefonds then, but I wanted to just, I didn't have a better shot, so I took a chance anyway. Pick up a little bit of assistance there, and fortunately for me, unfortunately I get kind of caught in the scenery, which just bad driving there. But the Bellefonds actually just poked out into the open, and it's giving me really easy shots. I'm not too sure what they were doing there, but that did allow me to get a free kill, which is nice. Still pretty close, 3 versus 4, but we're gonna, we sort of cleared this position now. And now I want to go back to where that standard B was and see if I can try and, if the standard B is still there, maybe we can try and pick up a kill on the standard B. And there was also a tank destroyer, through the middle of the canyons, which we spotted earlier. So we're hoping we can maybe get over there and try and do a little bit more damage. Just want to reposition basically. And see if we can take out that. But while I've been moving, for some reason our Cobra, it looks like he's killed himself, jumped off of a cliff, which is far from ideal, because I'm now in a 1 versus 4 situation, which is gonna cause the game to be a lot easier. There's still 3 tin eyes, and I've still got the fun police to contend with as well, which makes it a lot more complicated when you're outnumbered basically. I really want to try and find this standard B and take the standard B out, because that's got the potential of just dumping that clip into us. But the standard B isn't there. We do spot this waffle, so I'm going to see if we can put a spot of damage into this waffle, which we do. It's got back into cover now, and I was thinking about pushing him. The problem is I'd have to push into the open. We don't know where the other tanks are, and then I got slapped by the fun police. So I'm thinking, that waffle's probably trying to bait me to push him, because like I say, I don't know where the other guns are. If I'm pushing across there, I'm probably going to push into a crossfire and lose my tank. So I'm going to try and see if we can relocate and catch him off guard, because like I say, I'm outgunned. I don't want to get in a situation where I'm caught in a crossfire or they all force me at once. So I'm going to try and keep moving and see if we can outposition him and take out a tank. I did keep my gun facing that way just in case the waffle did come behind me as I was making my approach. But we've just been proxy spotted by him at the top, and he hasn't moved. But that has at least told me that he hasn't rushed me from behind. So I'm going to keep pushing again, lose my sixth sense, lose my spot, so I have to keep him guessing, so he doesn't know exactly what way I'm coming from. I'm going to see if I can catch him out at a different angle. At this point I am, like I say, concerned that the standard B could potentially clip me out if he jumps all of his clips, and I get caught out off guard. But there's not a great deal I can do about that apart from just keep trying to reposition the best I can do. I'm going to see if I can find a better way of taking out this waffle. Now I probably could swap to the HE, but I also don't know what other tanks I'm going to come across, so I'm keeping the APCR in, and I want to get that quick shell velocity. So we do spot the waffle, but again, it's I haven't quite got the shot in, and now at this point I'm thinking the standard B has got to be coming behind me. Just has to be coming behind me. And I turn around and I do actually find him. We eat a shot off of the standard B, but we do get one in, which is crucial, putting him on a one shot. Now I've got to push and take this tank out, because the waffle could just come behind me. I can't be caught in an awkward crossfire like this. So I just need to try and take the standard B out. So I'm going to push, but as I do this, the Panzerwagger comes around the corner. We get a shot in, put him on a one shot. I'm going to save my shot now to see if his standard B pokes, and he does. We take out the standard B, and now we eat a shot off the Panzerjagger. But this is kind of the perfect scenario, because we managed to take them out. The waffle thankfully misses his shot. He's on a reload, so we're going to try and get a shot in and then pull safe. Unfortunately, we don't manage to get a shot in. We do manage to pull safe. Now we're side scraping off this ridge, and it's a much more comfortable situation. Obviously, a fun police could still come for me, but yeah, I've just got to try and take out this waffle. Now, I probably should be swapping to the HE rounds, because if I do swap to the HE rounds, there is a chance, I could actually one-shot the waffle. But yeah, for some reason I haven't swapped to the HE shells yet, which is probably a little bit of a mistake. I'm trying to bait the shots by side scraping, so I can take it into my side armour. But that's not quite working at the moment, so I'm going to try a different angle to see if I can basically just bait. I want him to bait a shot, miss, and then me take my shot in. Unfortunately, he seems to be backing up now, and I'm thinking, I don't want it, because obviously I'm a one-shot to the waffle, so I do have to be pretty careful. But he's pulled all the way around the corner, so I'm going to wait till I lose my spot, which I have, and again I'm going to take the time to see if I can just relocate and come behind the waffle rather than push into his gun. Obviously I don't want to keep sitting in that same location, because as far as I know he's backing off because the artillery could be coming for me. So that's why I want to try and relocate, keep them guessing. Swap to the HE round, thankfully, to knowing that I can actually one-shot this waffle now, so we'll both be a one-shot if I pen my HE, that is. And I'm hoping that he's still going to be up in this position, and maybe I could take him out. Obviously, he could have just followed all me around the back, but he was playing quite passive, so I'm hoping that he is going to be. I'm going to be able to catch him off guard and actually take out the waffle. And then also put me in a 1v1 for the arty. Now, I found a waffle which is great. He's struggling with gun depression because the waffle has better gun depression shooting over the rear of the tank, and I was able to thankfully pen my HE round, bringing it back to a 1 versus 1, me and the artillery, which, from a 1 versus 4 situation, we've done well there to bring this back. We only need to get the artillery out of the game. Again, I'm keeping the HE in because his skill cannon's got 450 HP, and we can one-shot him with the HE. We wouldn't be able to one-shot him with the APCR, and then obviously he could then just push and shotgun me. So I've got to be careful I don't get shotgunned there. So I am taking these corners a little bit more careful than I would had I been on full health. And yeah, I need to try and find this artillery. He obviously could be running, or he could just be coming for me, waiting for me to come around one of these corners to shotgun me. And he is. They're waiting for me just to come around that corner to shotgun. So I'm glad I took that slowly. If I'd have just went flying around that corner, then I would have obviously, probably would have lost the game, thrown the game. So I'm looking for a shot. Now, the skill cannon is pretty quick. So I'm not actually going to try and flank them. I am just going to see if I can get a shot now I know exactly where he is, because I really do want to get this kill, but I am poking it as slow as I can, because I don't want to get shotgun. He comes around, obviously his blur's going to be really big there, and I'm actually able to get the shot in and finish off that game. So yeah, if from a 1 versus 4, brought that back, got the 6 kills, 5,600 damage, 800 assistance, 3,800 blocked. We get the high caliber, and the top gun, and the ace tanker. So yeah, that is it for the replay. Yeah, it's only one replay this time, but I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, thank you for watching and happy tanking.
Enemy in sight. Hadouken!